Well, I'm just trying to think of what I'll actually need, so I'm just sort of putting a few odds and sods aside. So I'll take those. One of my favourite brushes. It's a terrible looking thing. I'll just check the watercolour set, make sure that's okay. There's enough colour there, hopefully, for what I need. I'm going to use this pack because it's got a stand-up base. I might get a few rags. That might be important. I get this one, but I think it might break. What else? So I've got a palette, canvases. Check this out. Attempted moustache. And he's got this really terrible moustache, and then there's a close-up of his moustache. I mean, I don't want to be too experimental on this trip because otherwise I'll spend all my time experimenting and I won't get the work done. So it's a sort of good part of a 5-hour trip.
How you feeling?
Feeling real good. Time to play. Morning, Mr. Formosa. Captain Formosa.
Ooh, looks like a lovely day today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. Ooh. So where are we going today?
Going to Shaw Island. One of the most beautiful little hidden spots out there. A little bit secluded. Hopefully there'll be no one there. And we'll get lots of painting done. Bradley. And this one's most important.
Why is that?
It's mine.
Oh.
Go. Ready. Did you get excited about this sort of thing, Brad?
Oh, mate, I love it. I honestly, yep, it just takes a bit of planning, but when you can get it to come together, you got a really good group together. It actually becomes quite easy. Everyone just knows what they're doing, jump in, everyone's off to work, and yeah, take advantage of the place where where you're painting, what you're doing. It's quite interesting. Everyone just, you can see as soon as they turn up, everyone's looking, find their spot.
I'll just move that one bag, and then if you jump on this side. I just moved that one bag. Yeah, grab that. You know, it's close. Punch it up.
Looks amazing, doesn't it?
Every year we go and we paint. So I've been looking forward to this for a while. These are just islands with nothing on them. Pull up on the beach, drop in, set up the easel, and off you go.
You got your spots?
I think I've got an idea. I'm going to work up this way. Hopefully try and get it blocked in before that sun gets up over there. I want to try and capture these nice cliffs and rocks. That light's going to come down and hit some of this soon, so it should create a nice three-dimensional feel. Try not to bite too much off. Poor easel, she gets a hard life in all the salt.
Look terrible, don't they? Scrubbers.
What are they for?
Scrubbing.
Scrubbing.
If you want to improve your art, go paint with really good artists, and it just makes you want to paint better. And you just learn so much. I think just sharing time with people that enjoy what you do, I think is always, I guess team sports have it all the time. They get together and they enjoy and have that passion together, where artists tend to spend a lot more time on their own. So I think things like this are great, yeah. The important marks, sometimes I don't realise until later, you realise, shit, I'm glad I put that little bit just there. I think the hardest part with painting, but is you don't know whether this one's going to make it or go to the bin, and you hate the fact that someone recorded you on doing something that's going to the bin. You got to keep playing, keep looking, trying to search how to create what you want to create, not just assume it. You know, if I keep painting the same way and start a painting and go through the same processes, your painting becomes a little bit predictable. And I think nearly every artist will ever tell you the best paintings are the ones where, shit, I didn't know how I did that. It doesn't work, it doesn't work. Still a magnificent day.
I don't actually know what I'm doing, so you can ask all you like, but I can just make shit up, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting lots of red. You know, not beautiful red colour over there is amazing, isn't it? Sort of maroony, deep red. It's what you don't bring is what you... Yeah, bloody bastard. Anyway, that's all. Trying to make do with what you've got, isn't it? It'll take me a day or two, I think, just to sort of... I mean, it's not like the first ones you do, it's not like they're terrible, but it's like you don't quite know what you're doing. I'm just mucking around and trying things out. After a while, you look at any view and it starts, you start seeing things. So it's sort of a bit like you're looking at it all and going, shit, oh, what about there, what about there, what about there? And then I think you just got to start.
I might put it in the sun, I think. See if I can get a bit of this bloody thing to dry.
I normally do it based on like figures around, like you I put sort of someone walking past sort of helps. It's quite hard to do it when there isn't a figure there. I find that hard. There's something about the figure moving through that just feels good, just feels right. I think I'll leave that one as is. There's a tendency to stuff the fuckers up,
Happy with it?
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I know it's a big mistake when you focus on what the beautiful paint's doing, but it's quite beautiful. I guess it's a bit like icing a cake. The cake's beautiful to look at, but it's, you know, it's fucked up inside. You know, put too much salt in it or something or other, so it tastes horrible. So it doesn't matter how much icing you put on top of it. It's not going to be too nice. So like the skeleton's got to be right.
If you actually have a look, you can see where, oh, I should have left that a bit longer there or done this, but it's not relevant. If you start getting overly detailed and caught up with exactness, you'll lose the whole concept of why you're out here. You might as well stay in the studio, take a photo and work from the photo. Can't think what else you'd want to be doing today. So we'll head back shortly.
So you're happy with what you got done?
Oh, well, I did 2 and 3 actually, but this one I quite like the way it's going.
How'd you go?
I'm not sure. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, had fun.
Yeah. You like the place?
Beautiful. Shit, yeah.
Pack up time.
Done.
Done.
Pretty bad weather.
I can't believe he gets 4 days in a row. You know how many times that happens in my life?
Brett is a very good skipper, so he knows how to sort of get the boat in close and get us off without damaging anything.
The sun will come out soon, but then you got all this area back here as well.
Coming in or going out?
Going out.
Yeah.
Okay, throw the camera over.
I'm going to paint up here these mangroves and the rocks and things. The white paper, because the paper's so white, I don't like the I don't like to sort of have the sun directly on my paper when I'm working. Whereas
Now, Ben, what about asking Ron stuff like, when I was 9,
yeah,
you
why did
beat
you do
me
that?
senseless and I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Why was that? Do you think that
And he'll
was
have to
bad
answer it.
parenting?
What was that? That sounds like something I'm sorry I missed.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it's working at the moment. It's got to, all the bits have got to kind of pull together into some kind of cohesion, and I don't think, you know, but that maybe this is the way to start. Start off with what you see, and then see, I kind of wanted the mass of that big rock, but it doesn't actually feel that massive. The problem with this paint is how you put it on is not how it ends up. You've got to kind of guess what it'll look like. But yeah, I'm not that happy with the colour at the moment.
So I've put this wash, this brown wash on to the areas behind that are in the darkness, and I'll just come back over it again with the pen, and I think that's going to work with the little painting.
Don't know what I've done, but seems a bit better. I made the rock a bit bigger. Takes up more of the painting. I think that's helped. If I take that one down there, I reckon there's a bit of sun down there. Looks bloody good, actually. Ah, you fucker! I'm just cleaning my brushes basically, and it puts a coat of paint on the. It's literally priming the paper. There we go. So here's one I prepared earlier.
So you're just looking at the big shapes for now?
Yeah, at the moment I'm sort of just trying to compose something that looks vaguely like what's there, but it doesn't have, so it's based around it, but not. So kind of want that enclosed feeling, so he's sort of enclosed in there. But probably making him feel a bit small in the composition. So it'd be probably quite nice to have that water going through there, but I don't know. But yeah, basically blocking it in. Hey Brad, could you just stay still for about half an hour? An hour would be better, but it's kind of like seeing Brad down there. I think, ooh. So I've got lots and lots of paintings of other artists. Like I've got lots of Ron. I could have just about a Ron show, I reckon. Be quite fun at some stage to have,
Well, I've got all those ones of you as well.
Oh, God. You've got to fucking be better, don't you, eh? That's what Chris O'Doherty said. They say art's not competitive, but they lied. Quite like that. Certain things you see and you think, ooh, that's nice, the way that, like the angles and things, like the angle of the easel sort of like relates to other bits, and you exaggerate that a bit, and I sort of always do look at the tones. I don't know why that is, but that's just something I do. And trying to get the wet paint to kind of mix up a bit.
That rock is nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a shame you can't paint it. It's a shame that I got in first. You're kind of in danger of overdoing things when you get to this stage, and there's a tendency to kind of lose some of the nicer things you have. See how that's all right. That's drying nicely. See, I quite like it when I see it again. Look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, look, the longer you get into it, I think the better it is. You could do all sorts of things, couldn't you? And that's the problem. You could change the colour of the water, but to do that you sort of have to repaint the whole thing pretty much. So there's a sort of I kind of guess I like at this point, rather than doing that of doing another painting, because I can do that just as easily. But yeah, it's just the concern about if we'll get back in time.
I'm just starting the new one on the board and seeing if I can get it all mapped in before we leave.
There's lots of interesting formations and shapes and that, so quite a challenge, like a hard one, this one.
I find when I'm outdoors working, I feel really invigorated. I think when you're really engaged in something, whether it's writing or whether it's painting or drawing, it sort of slows down time. I think it slows down time.
Need to put a few more strongs in here to lead your eye a little bit, create a bit more interest as in here. So it needs a fair bit more work there, really, bring it together and pushing and pulling and creating some nice shapes. Have a go. If it doesn't work, try something else.
Starting to look okay. One of the interesting things about these trips is just the different ways that artists work. And it's just interesting at the end of the trip to see the variety of work that's produced over the course of a week or a weekend or whatever.
Today the plan was take the small boats out, hug the coast, so we'll have a different perspective. Basically, the areas which we're looking at now, we're going to do paintings from the coast of these areas. We'll just keep going around, to the other, try and catch the other side of the rock faces on each bay. Try and keep up. I think straight away that basically big hole in the centre of the rock, where obviously it's been chewed out by the ocean over the years. I think I like hanging in both. I like it it shows coming off the point. Yeah. So the story of where it's based.
Do you paint what you like, or do you paint what you think people are going to buy?
I make picture frames to sell people. When I paint, it's purely I paint for the challenge, for the interest.
Throw it out.
I've burnt lots of paintings, thrown lots of paintings. I've put knives through paintings after 2 years. And the reason you cut it, people don't quite get this, the reason I cut it is so I stop thinking about it. Otherwise I keep going back and trying to fix it. So once I put a knife through it or burn it, I never go back to thinking about that painting again. So I move on and my brain moves on. So many paintings in what you see, you've got to work out, all right, what really makes it a little bit more interesting? What makes it a little bit more different? Things like these trees up here, and then you got the green foliage, then you got the rocks at the top.
Almost got a tear in my eye then, Brad, while you were talking.
The kids are out there fishing. Low tide.
get that? Did you get that on camera? Just in case you didn't, I'll repeat that.
I think I'm a bit lazier today and
Yeah.
take a seated spot. Go for comfort. Winter up in North Queensland.
Warmth in it. All the sand will get on it. The work's just starting to look a bit more interesting once I'm starting to place these tiny rocks down. Once I start putting the sand colour around it, I think things will start to fall into place a little bit.
I quite like what Brett said, and we were talking about memory, because I find it quite hard to memorise a place, but he was talking about memory being other things other than just visual memory, but like, you know, smell and taste, and I thought, yeah, that's a really, I think that's possibly how I do remember things a bit more emotionally. And I think, you know, a lot of painting is very intuitive. You just, if someone said, oh, do you remember what colours and what thing? Well, not really. But if you think about it, all of a sudden it all falls away, doesn't it? You sort of like, all of a sudden you go, oh shit. I'm getting a few people coming down now, which is kind of nice, you know. I would rather they stood up though. Could you go and ask them? Hey, you guys, stand the fuck up. Yeah, if you want to see a real master's girls, you better go down and look at those guys.
The sun's, you know, dropping, eh? I've always been on the water all my life. It's probably my passion, really. You know, what's not to like about it? It's a different world, isn't it? What I think is naturally beautiful and in my mind peaceful is a nice beach with tropical palms and, well, not tropical palms, but, you know, coconut palms and she oaks and stuff like that. What the boys seem to like is not that at all. They like red rock, jagged, big, you know, boulders or big, I don't know what you call it, iconic rocks in the middle of nowhere. What they're painting and what they're looking at is totally different than what we see. Now I realise what they like, and so it's easy for me when I'm, you know, over the last couple of years tripping around, I see something, I think, oh, they'll like that, and just sort of stir it in my memory, and then when we come out, we just stay for a drive, and they all of a sudden go, oh God, this is the one. We'll come back and have a quick look, because it's only about a mile or two away. that line there? That's how I know where I'm going. I don't think people realise what's in their backyard. See the moon too. Well, it's about half, so it's halfway through. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up and it'll be windy.